She's a comedian, a dancer, an actress, a television presenter, and soon she'll be a three-time host of the Eurovision Song Contest. She is Petra Mede.
Thank you, William. Wow, what an introduction.
Oh, it's so good to see you again. You may not remember, but in 2016, I was in the Eurovision taxi, and you had glasses on.
Exactly. I know. That's why I said I recognize you. Yes, it was you and your friend.
Exactly, with the dreadlocks.
Yes,
Debit.
yes, exactly. That's why I know who you are. I mean, I know, of course, about the blog and everything, but I also know having seen you. Yes, 8 years ago. Wow.
Crazy.
You're
You
so,
you were
yeah.
the
Oh,
Oprah of Sweden, we said. And now you've gone even higher, even bigger.
oh, my goodness, my goodness. How am I going to live up to this?
Oh, you just have to be yourself and answer this question.
Yes, of course.
After Loreen won Eurovision, did you call Swedish broadcaster SVT or did SVT call Petra Mede?
People call Petra Mede. Petra Mede never calls anybody. No, I'm just kidding. No, but they called me. They called me. Yeah.
And I mean,
Edward called me. Edward of Sillén called me, of course. Yes.
Was this in May or was it a little bit later?
Oh no, it was a little bit later. I think it was at the end of the summer. Yeah.
It is, of course, physically exhausting, very demanding. Did you have to think about it, or were you like, of course?
Well, my heart said, of course, immediately, but then my brain started working also, and I had to think, can I? What do I have to offer this time? I have a big ego, but not that a big ego. So I thought, is there something I can add to the show still? And after thinking about it a while, I thought, yes, I actually think I can do something that is that is good for Eurovision. That will be entertaining. Yes.
Surely you're aware that people all over Europe, they consider you the best host of all time.
No, 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 no.
You have this ease
Or
to you, like you're very easy, approachable. Is this something you had to learn, or has it always just been natural presenting?
you mean the way I'm behaving in front of the camera, the way I am approaching? No, I don't think anybody taught me anything. No, I would say I'm a natural. Well, I mean, I have somewhat of a character. I like to be a little bit of a diva, and I mean, that is within me. But I'm also like maybe showing it a little bit more at the television. Yeah, for those who like it. And I know that the Eurovision fans love me being the way I am, so I will try to stay the same.
Oh, we're glad to hear it. Best moment ever, 2013, when you shoot up through the floor in a
Oh
beautiful.
yes. Everybody should do that once in their lifetime. I mean, that's just it's so good for your ego. It's just, just standing there and just waiting for the applause and the music. And then you just come up and you just say, welcome to the Eurovision. Ah, what a moment. Yeah.
But weren't you
Wonderful.
afraid you'd bump your head? It could be really dangerous.
We had actually tried that so many times, but there was a guy together with me, pushing a button or whatever he was doing. And of course, I was very keen on him being aware of the timing and everything. So, and he was pushing the button at the very right moment.
And speaking of buttons, SVT has pushed the button on a co-host, Malin Åkerman, Hollywood actress. Could you tell me, what's your relationship like?
Well, actually, Malin and I, it's so fun actually to say that because both Malin and I, we have really Swedish names. I know my parents, they told me, we gave you the name Petra because it's so international, but it's not international at all. It's because you say Petra, nobody says Petra. And Malin is also a very Swedish name because it has this long A, Malin, that you don't say in any other country at all. So Malin and Petra, we met actually 10 years ago for the first time when we were doing Kristallen, the crystal, which is like what would that be in England or in the show for the television shows that are being rewarded, and the Emmys? No,
Exactly.
Yeah, I think so. So we met there, and I remember that evening we had a long conversation, and after that we didn't meet for 10 years, and then we met just before Christmas because she was in Sweden promoting a film that she had done with Edward, The Last Race. And so we actually sneaked into Malin's hotel room at the Grand Hotel, and we spent the evening there, me, Malin and Edward, and we had a nice dinner, and we had a long chat, and we got to know each other. So I feel that I know her fairly well, and she's just adorable. I mean, she's a Hollywood actress. She's been into many series, The Comeback, not the least, that I think is very appreciated also by the Eurovision fans. And you know, she speaks this American English without any accent at all. She speaks fluent Swedish and French, so she's actually, yeah, she's as good as I am.
And this will be your third iteration. First solo, then with Måns, now with a Hollywood actress.
Yes.
Do each of these sort of instances bring out different parts of Petra Mede?
Thank you. That was a wonderful pronunciation. Yes.
Will Malin bring out a different part of you?
Malin. Yes, I think so. No, it's kidding. It's difficult, you know. I don't know what this R exists anyway. Well, I think that yes, it brings out different sides of me, definitely. When I was hosting it alone, I had always said that I like doing things alone, and at the time, I really liked being alone on stage because I was in control of the situation, and if something happened, I know that I can always improvise and I could do it my way. But then when I did it with Måns, I actually felt that it was sometimes even more rewarding because we could create an ambience between us two, and also Måns has such a great sense of humor, and we could use that. And he's also an entertainer, a singer, and a dancer, and everything. So I really saw the advantages of having a co-host, as well as I will have this time. Though Malin is, of course, something completely else than Måns. First of all, she's a woman, and we are, I would say we are two mature women who has been in the business for some time. So we have experienced different things, and I think she comes with a nice air of Hollywood, and she's beautiful, and she's very calm. As far as I've seen, well, I haven't seen her the minute before we go on stage, but I feel she's very grounded and very calm and funny. So it's going to be fun, and it's going to definitely be something else than Måns because she's another person. So having said that, I love them both, and it's going to be very interesting and exciting to do with Malin this time.
And we're speaking in the middle of April. Eurovision, the final is about a month away. Where are you at in the hosting preparations? Do you have a script? Are you rehearsing with Edward already?
Yes, we have the 3 scripts, but of course it's the first draw. I mean, they're going to be rewritten once we come down to Malmö. And we are rehearsing with Malin being in the States. So we rehearse on, I think it's Zoom or Teams or whatever it is. So yes, we rehearse every week, but it's still going to be even more fun to go down to Malmö. I'm leaving on the 23rd of April. And then I will have almost 2 weeks before the week of the Eurovision is starting. And I think that's when you really get into it, because the whole city of Malmö are so into this. I remember that 10 years ago. And you're also in this bubble of Eurovision. There are, everyone who's working is there. We are entering the stage. We are going to rehearse on stage, and it's going to be more real and more, this is really happening. That feeling when you get down there.
And what's the most difficult part of the show? The voting, the opening? I guess, where is the challenge for you?
I would say the voting. Because that's when you really have to be awake. I mean, you have to be awake all the time. But, if you just say something wrong, or if you get it wrong, because I get information in my ears, and if I have misunderstood something or not heard it right, or if I get the wrong information in my ear, because that's when the excitement and the tension is so high. So that's also the moment where things really can go wrong. And also for the people who are leaving the votes from different countries, you can also tell that they are quite nervous. And I think that sometimes we've had somebody saying 12 points to the wrong country or so, and then you have to be quick to just rewind rewind and do it again. And so that's the tricky part of it. But it's also very much fun because I can improvise a little, and I also see the different countries giving the votes. They're always doing, trying to do something to be remembered from. So that's also fun to meet them and to have a short chat with them.
And did you make any mistakes in the past 2 Eurovisions that you've learned from for this one?
Well, it would be terrible if I said no, I didn't know. Not
you were
mistake,
flawless.
of course. So I think at one point I think I forgot a few words when I was doing a joke. But I mean, the audience maybe didn't notice because they didn't know what I was going to say. So in that sense, I don't think they noticed it too much. But no, I think I will try to bring a lot of things that I can use this time also. One thing is to not speak too fast or too fast. I think that whereas Malin can speak faster because she is, native American speaker. So I think I just have to keep my tone, having this kind of school British English, and speak a little bit slowly so I don't stumble on the words. That is something and I think I did that last time, and also the first time. Before entering the stage, I had some kind of mantra saying to myself, you're capable of this, Petra. You can handle this. Just take it easy. You're in control. I was telling me that all the time. And I also then noticed that even if I felt I was speaking very slowly, like this, once it reached the audience and the people looking at the television, they didn't find it too slow. Because there is so much information coming out of my mouth, and there are jokes, and you are listening. So it's important for me to take it a little bit slower than I think I need to.
And Eurovision keeps evolving and changing. Do you think your role has to reflect that? And if so, how?
Well, yes. I think the Eurovision is constantly changing. I've seen so many parts from when it started, and when it's from the beginning, an Italian Song Contest, and when it evolved, and then it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then we have tried. I think now we're doing it in Malmö. We are just like 2013. We're doing it in the arena is somewhat smaller than Globen in Stockholm, so. It's intimate is not the right word, but it becomes a little bit more family feeling, although it's of course still a big event. And I think there are so many countries that are really discovering the Eurovision, and I also think the fact that like this year we are actually having the big five on stage also is a very good thing, because the audience and the people watching are having a chance really to hear these entries also, whereas they maybe disappeared a little bit otherwise. So there are constantly changes, and I mean also the fact that from 2016 at least, I think the thing that Måns and I did was really making fun of the Eurovision in the Eurovision, and that the fans really like that. So that we can be mocking a little bit and at the same time loving the show. And that is really fun, I think, to do that. Yeah.
Absolutely. You bring up Love, Love, Peace, Peace, perhaps the best interval of the past decade. Everyone says. The question people want to know is, will we have a remix? Is there a sequel coming in Malmö?
Well, I think every Eurovision is a new Eurovision, but I can tell you that there will be a show number. I don't know if I should say when. You have to look at watch all the shows. But I will be singing and dancing a little bit, and the show number is called "We Just Love Eurovision Too Much." So I guess you can guess the theme is that we Swedes are just too much in love with the Eurovision, and we kind of we apologize for winning all the time. So that's
Please don't apologize.
Yeah, but we want to come out as modest people, although we are of course very proud and we love to win also. Yes.
It reminds me of your book, More Self-Esteem Than You Can Handle.
Yeah.
Shmal kanskla andu kan hantera.
Oh, wow. You know Swedish. That's
Wikipedia, honey.
fantastic.
Yes.
That's great.
But there's another question people keep asking.
Mm.
Will ABBA play a role in the shows?
I don't know what I'm allowed to say or not, but I think that just the fact that ABBA won 50 years ago, of course, they will be, how you say, they will be participating in some way or another. I can't say if they're showing up or if they're showing up in another form, or that's still a secret, I think. Yes.
Okay, those lips are zipped. Now, before you became a comedian, a host, you had a totally different life. I'm hoping we
Yes.
can rewind to the Balletta Academy in
Yes.
Stockholm. You were a ballerina queen, ballet queen.
Oh,
What
Queen, I don't know. Yeah, I was all right. I was all right. Yes, yes.
what do
Yeah,
you
that sounds, I
remember?
mean, it's more than 30 years ago, so it seems like another life. But I had actually dedicated my whole youth to the classical ballet. And I went to the ballet academy, and I also did some modern dancing. And I was in a company, and yeah, that was my life. And that was actually what I wanted to do for the rest of my, well, until I was 40, because that's when you actually retire as a dancer. But this was what I had planned to do. But unfortunately, I injured my back. And so from one day to another, I actually had to stop. So, but I kind of divide my life into, well, so far 3 periods. The one that I was dancing, and also a long period when I actually was pretty much on sick leave because I was having great problems with my back. And then I went back to the university and I studied, and I actually became a tourist guide here in Stockholm for a while. And then just by coincidence, somebody told me, why don't you participate in this stand-up comedy contest? And I did. And that's how I came into comedy, and that's how I came into TV. So it's really, I don't know what you call that, when it's just coincidences that has, yeah. So, but the ballet was really what I had planned for. So this career is actually nothing that I was aiming for at all. But I'm, of course, very grateful that it happened, you know. But it's more like a bonus, actually.
Oh, it's beautiful. I wonder if being a ballet dancer, the poise, the confidence, if that helps you in your current career.
Maybe that's true. I remember my teacher always saying that when you come in, when you're entering the stage, the posture and the way you're approaching the audience, yeah. But it's definitely it comes from there. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And what I also love is this story because we see the glitz and the glamour, Petra
Mm.
of today, but there's real struggle there and having
Mm.
to rediscover yourself. Do you have
Yes.
any advice for people who are maybe struggling to pick themselves up
Yes.
from something?
Well, I would say, because approximately a year ago, my back got worse again, and I had an operation. So I have been actually struggling again to come back. And when that happened, I was first completely devastated, because I thought, I remember how much I fought the last time. I mean, it took me years to come back to anything, basically. And I thought that, oh, I can't do it again. But then I was thinking about what made me keep on going the last time my back was hurting so much. And it was actually, I would say, just never losing hope. The as you say, hope. I mean, hope in Swedish, to never lose hope. And I think no matter what people tell you, the doctors or the physician, what do you call them? The physicians, yeah, your friends. Nobody should ever take the hope from anybody, because people said I wouldn't be fine in my back, and I got better. So, you know, just keep hanging in there, and don't let anybody take you down. I remember also, yeah, I met doctors who said that, no, your back will never get better, and you will never be able to work again. And if I had believed them, maybe I wouldn't have come back. So I think that just keep that inner hope, no matter what people say. That's, yeah. And to not miss or feel, even if you're, I mean, if you don't have a job or if you're on sick leave, to never lose the self-esteem, to know that you are worth just as much as anybody, even no matter how they treat you. You know your own worth, because you're always worth more than you think. So those are the words I would try to pass on.
Oh, she's not just funny, she is inspirational.
Oh, you're so
Petra
nice.
Mede from Partila near Gothenburg. Wikipedia is lit. They have all the facts.
You're fantastic. It also a little bit scary. No.
Final question for you. Looking back at your long career, you know, when you were, say, 10, 15 years old, did you imagine you would achieve all the things that you have?
Well, I would say yes and no, because I actually had thanks to my parents and my family, I had a good self-esteem, and I had dreams of being, you know, on Manhattan with a little drink and walking around amongst actors and actresses, and so that was a kind of a picture that I had. But of course, I could never believe exactly that this would come true, and that I would be on an international stage and doing this. Although I kind of had it back in my head somewhere that I wanted to.
Oh, she thought it, she believed it, she did it. Petra.
Oh! But you know, I should also say that I'm quite a cynical person. Do you say cynical or cynic?
Yeah. Oh, all the time.
I am, because I think that, you know, life is not fair and things happen and it's a coincidence, and I don't think I have done anything special to deserve what I do, and I have you know, there are ups and downs all the time, and I think that you know, I don't think there's a saying in Swedish, hurtig, that you are like, oh, you can do anything you want and it will be great. You know, I'm not like that. I think there are so many things that are affecting you in life, and yeah, so I have had bad luck, I've had good luck, you know, and I like that for all of us, I guess. Yeah.
Good luck for Eurovision fans, that you make us all smile and laugh. So thank you so much.
Oh, you know, that's, to hear that is so rewarding. You know, I just feel entouré of love. You know, it's surrounded by love, entouré par amour.
Oh my goodness. Je suis tombé amoureux de toi, honey. Yes.
T'es trop mignon, toi. No, you know, I think that the Eurovision fans, the audience, is the best in the world, because it's just so much love. I mean, I hope everybody could feel the love in the arena. It's just, I've never experienced anything like it. And they're all there. You are all there. I'm there for the party, for the good time. Nobody comes there, you know, trying to be snobby or say that, no, this wasn't good enough. This wasn't, you know, this and that. Everybody is there to have a great moment. And that's why we do have a great moment together.
Oh, and we will do it again on May 7th, 9th, and 11th, hosted by the gorgeous Petra Mede.
Really? Oh, you're darling.
Thank you so much. Great to see you.
Good to see you. Take care now.
You too. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Jonah.